Q, my man, how you going?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, good, good. Look, Q, I said this to you last time, but you are genuinely one of my favorites. And watching you play this time, I was actually loving how much you stood out amongst these like legends in quotation marks. Like you are a legend, man. So congrats on getting to play
Oh
again.
man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
How are you feeling post everything? Obviously, it's a big journey. You go out there, you play 50, and then you kind of rewatch the last few weeks of your experience. How's that been processing that journey for you?
Yeah, man, it's been amazing. It, it's the benefit of not filming live
Yeah.
because we have time to process it. And typically I process things fairly quickly. I get over it fairly quickly, and I was excited for this week to come because I kind of wanted to see some of the stuff that I did not know. Like I
Mhm.
didn't know Emily Flippin went back and told Angelina right away. I did not know she went back and told Christian about her telling us about the Aubrey situation. And so some of that stuff right there was like kind of surprising to see, but it was also good. Um, I honestly think, man, I played the best game that I could play with the time I was given, with the
Yeah.
tribe I was given. And when that swap happened, everything just went down the drain from there.
I completely agree. I say this regularly when I've done these chats, and it's sometimes you have someone on a season who gets like swap screwed, and I do feel as if you kind of
Yeah.
got that in this season. Like
Yeah.
you obviously have the swap. You're placed on a tribe with three people originally from David versus Goliath, which all have relationships. Um, heading
Not
into
only
that,
that, not
yeah,
only three people from David and Goliath, I now have three people also, which is kind of tangled together,
yeah,
that's coming from another tribe that's been voting together the last two tribal councils. I
yeah,
also have two individuals that played games together outside of Survivor, Clock Tower and all that. Then there's
yeah,
two individuals that hang out together while in LA.
yeah.
And I don't fit any of those groups. So now here I am, odd man out, me and Stephanie. And it's just like, what do you do, man? I don't have a
Yeah.
home. I'm stuck in the middle of this. It's only one way this turns out. I go home
And
yesterday night or the
yeah.
next.
Yeah, and look, and that's kind of what happened. I do love the scramble though at the swap. I love that you're like
Yep.
fighting man. Like you're out there, you're
Oh,
trying to make those
yes.
relationships. You're seeing like Emily potentially as someone who could be pulled. Um,
Yep.
and it was interesting like watching her edit because she seemed like she was in, but this is a little bit like how she was in her first game as well, is that she doesn't quite I don't know. She doesn't quite feel comfortable with lots of people, and it is a struggle for her. So, how was that trying to like make her feel at ease?
Well, see, it was more so really just trying to make her feel like, and it was genuine that she was safe with me.
Yeah,
I don't think I would have turned on her at that point in the game because I feel like she would have saved my game and my life in the game and also Stephanie's. So at that point, it was going to be like, okay, Emily, you're safe until you do something, that puts you in a bucket of not being safe. You're good with me. You
yeah,
you gave me a favor, I owe you one. But it just never got to that point in there. But here's the deal: you got to think she spent 6 days with these people.
yeah,
She don't want to piss him off. She's only spent one day with me.
yeah.
From the time we swapped to the time we went to tribal, less than 24 hours passed.
Talk to me about Ozzy because obviously you have the overnight with him for the fight for supplies. Talk about the relationship you're able to build with Ozzy out there because I do feel like you guys had like a connection.
I thought we had a connection until I realized fairly quickly on my beach when he got to Vatu, the Ozzy
Yeah,
was lying to me.
yeah,
Because I asked him about his extra vote, and he told me he gave it away to Joe. In the moment, looking back now, he actually did give it away. He gave it to Sari. So,
yeah,
my read wasn't totally off. He was lying to me. But in the moment, I just felt like he was lying. I was like, why would he give his extra vote to Joe who doesn't even know he has it? Why would he have to give that up? Because his thing was he gave it to Joe to save himself at the last tribal.
yeah,
So I'm thinking like, why would you do that? That's stupid. No way he did that. So at that point, I was like questioning whether or not I can even play with Ozzy. Um, and Now I'm just like, dang, where do we go? So now I'm trying to get an easy vote from somebody on my original tribe, somebody who I didn't trust, just from the standpoint of Angelina had told us she hadn't talked to Mike White in 3 years. And
Yeah.
then Mike White gets on the beach, and I'm like, dude, what's up? Angelina told me I haven't talked to her in 3 years. Why is that? He was like, wait, really? No, I talked to her right before we came out here. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so she's been lying to us, trying to
Yeah.
downplay her situation with, Mike and Christian and all that, on top of not doing much around camp. That's enough for me, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
She's literally on White Lotus. Like we saw the cutaway. Like,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, but to see the crazy thing, Rizzo even clocked it. He was like, "Well, the season that she was on White Lotus was sooner than 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
they've definitely talked
Yeah.
before 3 years."
Yeah, 100%. And I'll take you back to original Vasu as well, because I find that dynamic so fascinating. You found yourself, in my mind, in a really good spot. Can you talk a little bit
I was in a
about
great
your
spot.
place? Yeah, talk to me about
Yeah.
your spot there.
So I was in really, really good with Kobe, Stephanie, Genevieve, and Kyle. Kyle got the
Mhm.
medevac. We pulled in Rizzo. We were good there. Me and Aubrey had a relationship to where we could talk and work, whereas my name was not Aubrey's option. It was more like Angelina and Genevieve at the time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, nobody's saying my name. I've come back from this journey thinking, okay, I'm the target number one probably. And I worked my way in to a point that where I'm just like, for one, if we would have went to one more challenge, because we talked about throwing the snake challenge. We're
Yeah.
gonna throw it. And we didn't get the opportunity to do so. But that next challenge, we was for sure throwing. So it was like, if we just stayed together for one more time, yes, Vatu would have went to tribal, but Q wouldn't have went home. What happened is we swap. New members come to Vatu. Q stays. We still go to tribal, but Q goes home. That was not part of my plan.
Talk to me then, if you throw the challenge and it's different, who goes home from original Vasu?
I think Aubrey at that time
Okay.
because we knew she had the idol. We knew
Yeah.
she had it, and it was one of those things that was more scarier than Angelina. And we figured out, if Aubrey has it and it has to be sent from somewhere, and the person they've already sent one to is Aubrey, let's get rid of it. Maybe they'll hide the new one on our beach and we
Yeah.
can go and find it. So we
Yeah.
was trying to get rid of Aubrey, but we was telling Aubrey Angelina because at that time Aubrey was coming to me and was like, look, I think you guys view me and Angelina as a duo. And I was like, yeah, we view you as a duo because that's kind of how Angelina sells it that y'all two come as a package.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I know I'm getting that sense. I just want you to know I want to separate my game from hers. And I was like, well, we're thinking about voting her out. Anyway, they was like, she was like, if that's good for my game, let's do it. So she was on the train of maybe targeting Angelina at that time. And at the worst case scenario, she writes someone else's name down. It wasn't going to be mine. So I was in a great spot, man. It was sad to think
Yeah.
about.
I
But
know
here's
like
the thing. It,
it's the sliding door moments, right? Of Survivor. It's the random luck of a buff
there
draw.
we go.
And
There we go. Yep.
had to be really honest, had even like one of those original like three not been on that and strength is still valued, which I think it is still valued in this early portion of the game. Like it's so crazy. And we talk about those sliding door
Yep.
moments. One of those for me is Kyle. Like I actually really loved the moment. I think the drone shot over top, you processing him leaving the game. Can you talk about how
Yeah.
big that was for you, as not only as the player Q out in Survivor, but I guess just as a person, seeing
That hit
Kyle
me
leave?
hard, man.
Yeah,
That hit me
yeah,
really hard.
yeah,
I cried like a baby as he
yeah,
was leaving because, it's not the case. And me and Kyle have talked, we talked on the island about it. It's not the case that it's my fault. I get it. But I felt as if it was my fault because I knew I could get back up the wall. And I
yeah,
said to him, Kyle, I'm going to go down and get Kobe. And he was like, no, I'll do it. Had I just went down the wall and got Kobe, he would have still been up there. Because
yeah,
I ran up the wall first and I'm pulling everybody. He was just like, no, you got everybody else up. I'll go down and get him. And then you just help me up. So I was like, all right, cool. That little hesitation right there is what caused him to go down, me to stay up. And then that injury happens. I just was like, dang, I should have
yeah,
just went. And I started feeling bad and it all just came out. But it was an eye-opening moment for me to say, you know what? anything can happen. You have to be ready to play. You have to be ready to make the move. And, again, the swap happened in 46, swaps happened once. Well, no,
Yeah.
we didn't even have a swap. We did like the mergatory where we draw buffs, and then the next time we draw. And both times I got the luck of the draw. This
Yeah.
time on 50, I did not. And I would have felt I feel good about how I went out. Let me just say why.
Yeah.
None of my people were there. Had this went on with my Vatu tribe, and I have my people there, and I have my lines, and I have the majority, and they decide to turn on me and blindside me,
Yeah.
now I'm just like, oh man, what happened? But with this scenario, I'm just like, what else supposed to happen?
No, I agree. I feel like it's one of those things where, as you said multiple times, you had one day with this core group of established relationships that have had some of them years of connection, and it's like, yeah, it's what
Yeah.
do you do in this situation? You'll kind of just, yeah, there's no
Mhm.
luck in the situation that you found
I mean, and
yourself
a
in,
lot of folks
and
ask me, um, well, why you just didn't throw Stephanie under the bus? That's not me. I don't do that.
yeah. No, I think
Like,
you said that in the game. Like you are loyal to a fault until the point where you
I am
don't need them
loyal
anymore.
until you show
Yeah.
me that you're
Yeah.
not loyal to me, and I will turn on you in a heartbeat.
And we
As
saw
long
that
as
in
you're loyal
46.
to me, you don't do anything that I feel like is different than what you've telling me. You're cool. I will never turn on you. So Stephanie, she had done nothing but be loyal to me. I'm not gonna turn on her. Oh, burn her ship to save you. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to save both ships, and if I go home in the process, that's me playing the game. It's part of it. I'm okay with it, and it's just, man, I look back on it. If we get anybody other than Emily Flippin, if I
Yeah.
get Camilla, if I get Tiff, I feel like if I get anybody at that position, D, I don't go home,
Yeah, I agree with you.
you know?
It's funny.
So,
I completely agree. Survivor 50 itself, I know how much this meant to you the first time, and I will say this to you, Q. Like I've seen you do like Clock Tower and online things, and I love how much you've been like embraced and part of the Survivor community for the last
yep,
few years. What does Survivor mean to you now? Like, what does it actually mean to you now as a two-time player who will be a three-time player at some point, no doubt? Like, what does Survivor
yep.
mean to you?
Man, it means everything. And you know, I never just say anything for the camera, and I hope this is the part that folks understand about me. Um, when I'm into something, I'm into it.
Yeah,
A lot of folks say, "Well, Q, you should go on this show and that show." Listen, I'm Survivor, man.
yeah,
Survivor gave me my first opportunity, my first chance to show you guys who I am, my personality, to be the entertainer that you guys have grown to love and like. And some people hate, but now they love. And they gave me that. And it would be an honor for me to be asked to play a third time, giving the people that are in that um, pool of players.
echelon. Yeah,
Epsilon, yeah. And it would mean the world because, bro, Survivor is me. I see myself, I'm comfortable out there. Every single time that I've been there and I come home, I find myself being a better version of myself, but also I also find myself having a kid more. You
yeah,
know, I left the first time my wife and I was having trouble getting pregnant, and I left, and then I come back within a month of being home. We got pregnant with my son Ace. Then I left, and we was trying right before I left, and I come back again, and within 2 months of being back home, she got pregnant again. And it's just like it seems like when I go to
yeah.
Survivor and maybe give her a break a little bit, we come back and we accomplish our family goals. And Survivor's a family show, man, and
Yeah,
it's been a blessing for me in terms of just the support, the love, the ability to show kids all over the world that you can be yourself. And like I say, I don't know if you can feel it, but when I'm out there, I don't do anything to say, "Oh, I'm doing this for the camera." Oh, I'm doing no, I'm just
yeah,
cute. I be
yeah,
cute in cute moments, and they find it wildly entertaining and appropriate to put in certain slots of the show. And that's who I am as a person, man. I'm just authentic. And this game, it means the world to me.
yeah.
It
No
means the
matter,
world.
I feel it. I feel the authenticity. Have since day one. 46. Like I've been a huge fan of yours. So I hope that I'm so glad to hear that Fijian Air has has helped your family out, man. That's so cool. And yeah, there's something special in the water over there. So it's
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, 100%.
You said that I will let you go. I know you said that Survivor. I have to ask a sneaky one. Is that just US Survivor? Would you ever entertain Australian Survivor, or is it just American Survivor?
So here's how I am. Like I say, I'm loyal unless until Survivor US does something that they just like screw me over or something.
Yeah,
I'm Survivor US until the wheels fall off. I'm
love that.
really not into jumping around. Now, if opportunities present themselves to me, the
Mm,
right thing for me to do is to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, look, this opportunity has come up. If this is going to prevent me in the future from coming back on your platform, tell me now. If not, give me the blessing to do elsewhere. If they give me the blessing, I'm gonna do it. If they say, "Hey, Q, yeah, we really think you're gonna come back," or 5 years from now you might come, and we really don't. I'm me personally because it's not like I need to do it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna do it because I'm loyal to these people, to that farm. This just how I am in life.
No,
And a
I
lot of
love
people might look at
that.
it and say, "Oh, you letting them control." No, it's not control. It's just how I am. I'm in full control, but it's the type of person I am. I give my word, I give my bun, and they have it.
No, man, I rate that so highly. I love the loyalty and I love the
Yeah.
commitment. Congrats on getting to play 50. It's an iconic season. You were a huge part of that to start the season
Thank you.
off, and my fingers crossed that we do get that third time on US Survivor in the next 5 years at some point, man. But all the
Yep,
best.
yep.
Cheers,
I
cheers,
appreciate
man.